What's up, Toy Fam, and welcome back to another episode of the Totally Cool channel. The Totally Cool channel. Before we start, just want to say thank you to our sponsor for our very, very nice logo right over here. And we will be featuring this on all of our next few videos. So thank you. One of our very loyal supporters from the very beginning, even from the first episode. So, we're back, and we're better. I promise you we're better. This year is the third year of the Totally Cool channel. We started in January 2022. Yeah, 2022. So it's 3 years now since then. We've had about 98 videos. And now we're seeing a lot more traction on the channel. We're seeing a lot more people sending us messages on what they want to see. So, to get a better feel of what the channel is all about, in the next few videos we will show you what the entire collection holds. And you, our fans, our followers, our subscribers, could just put in the comment box of whatever video so we can show you the toys that you want to see on the channel. Now, I don't think this episode is going to be a surprise for anyone who is familiar with the 5 robots we have here on the table. We are kicking off Transformers Tuesdays. So today, we are launching that with probably the most well-known Autobot subgroup. In fact, it was the first subgroup of the Autobots back in the 1984 cartoons. One of the most well-loved subgroups in all of Transformers the universe. And that is no other than the Dinobots. Yes, dinosaurs turning into robots. I mean, if you were a kid and you had dinosaurs, I mean, there was an age for everybody who had their fascination with dinosaurs. And I was about 4, maybe up to 7, 8 years old. And then the Transformers came in. Who doesn't like the idea of a dinosaur turning into a robot and back? I think I said this about the Grimlock Robosen episode. So, to kick off our Dinobot series of Transformers Tuesdays is none other than one of the original trio created by Ratchet and Wheeljack in the caves underneath that volcano where the Ark landed or crashed, is Sludge. Dinobot Sludge. One of the original big 3. So let's look at the box. Okay. Up front, you'll see a nice artwork of Sludge in action. You see him with his wide open mouth with flames or flames coming out. Now, normally, I don't know if it's ever been proven that dinosaurs breathed fire. It's never been any proof of that. But the Dinobots, as part of their whole power as dinosaurs, breathe fire. On the right side, that's another picture of the head. Okay? Sort of like a zoomed in version. Okay? And on the other side, you see another part of that illustration. Now, I just want to go back on this side. It says 8615. That means out of the Transformers Studio Series for the 1986 movie, this is the 15th figure. It says Leader Class at the bottom. Okay? And up front, this is a scene where, if you would remember, they came crashing into the Quintessence Judgment Hall, and they just destroy the Sharktagons. Okay? At the top it says Transformers the movie. Okay? And on the back it shows you his robot form. It shows you how many moves it would take to get him from his original form to the robot form and vice versa. So that's the box. I know you're excited. I'm excited. This is the first Dinobot I'm opening. I have the whole set. I'm giddy with excitement, but I'm also, you know, collector's remorse. So without further ado, let's open him up. Okay. Use a box cutter to cut the tape up top. Open the flap. Drum roll, please. Okay, he's in robot form. Wow. Wow. Okay. So he comes in this windowless packaging compared to the Grimlock or the Sludge. I'm sorry, the Slug. Okay. So this is the first one that they released with the windowless, plasticless plasticless packaging. Okay. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Before we go into the figure, we always like to see what's inside the box. And what's inside the box is pretty interesting too, because it has a little scenery from Transformers 86, the movie, the animated movie. So you can pretty much open this like this. It's like for a diorama. And it's like a pedestal where you can put him on. Okay. So inside the box you have the manual. Okay. We're going to be needing that when we transform him. But, okay. There we go. So he comes in this cardboard casing where he has these paper strings that you can just untie and take him out. We'll do that in a bit. He's free and he's out of the box. Okay, you're wondering, why is the dino head not attached? It's the way it was packaged. So it's pretty quick. Best way to do that is, I think there's this black peg goes into this notch right there. And I think it goes this way. Don't worry, even if you put it on backwards, it's easy to, how should I say this? Take it back out and put it back in a different way. So, that's him. This is Dinobot Snarl. Oh, I'm sorry, Dinobot Sludge. This is Dinobot Sludge. And he's a very hefty figure. Very hefty. And okay. Let's start with the face. The face is comic book accurate. It's animation accurate. Okay. It's exactly how he looked in the cartoons. Even with the wing-like protrusions. This is basically his shell when he transforms into the Brontosaurus. Now, a little bit of background on Sludge. He came out in 1985, as I mentioned earlier, as part of the first 3 Dinobots. It was intended to add a little bit more power to the ranks of the Autobots, created by Wheeljack and Ratchet. Okay, based on sort of like scanned skeletons or fossils in the cave where they crash landed. Unfortunately, they went a little bit rogue. They thought they were powerful. They thought they were stronger than the other Autobots, and Grimlock wanted to lead, so they were kind of banished and deactivated and then placed in a cave where debris was placed on top of them until eventually they needed to be restored. So that's a whole story in itself. But what role did they play in in the 1986 animation? If you ask me, they were part of the team with Optimus Prime, and they had to battle Devastator. Sludge, if you would recall, was the one that Devastator had to bash with two hands, and his eyes kind of popped out. Kind of funny. Now, who is Sludge? Sludge is kind of the comic relief. He's kind of seen as the slowest. They're all slow. They're all slow. Dinobots were like, their brains were patterned after old dinosaurs. They were kind of slow. He was one of the slowest. So he kind of provided the comic relief. Okay? Now, if you look at the chest piece, it's really, again, G1 accurate. G1 accurate. And most of the Dinobots would have their hands coming out one of their feet, like Grimlock. Grimlock has two legs; his hands come out of them. Okay, the joints are pretty solid. Oh, let's go to the shoulder movement. It goes down and up. It's got a little bit of ratchet to it, and it can also hinge out. Okay, so in and out. Same thing for the other one. Also has a little bit of elbow movement. Elbow movement. There you go. So it goes down and you have the elbow movement. Okay. And then let's look at the twisting action. Yes, he can twist from the waist. Can twist from the waist. Okay. And then from there, let's look at the legs. It goes forward and backward. Now this one, the joints are a little bit loose. Okay, see, he kind of just flops. And then it goes in and out. Out, in. So the joints are a little bit loose on this one. I don't know if it's a lemon or what, but it's quite loose. Okay, so that's the toy. And there's no movement on the feet because these feet turn into something else when you transform him. Now, what other things come in the box? This one, the one wrapped in paper. For most of these guys, they're wrapped in paper. They're taped to the back of the packaging. And these are the weapons, I would presume. And yes, I am right. These are the weapons. This is the weapon. I'm sorry, just one weapon. He has, or is it? Yeah, just one. He's got like a big bazooka right here. You know, big bazooka. It's got a nice golden touch. Now, turning him around, there's not a lot of empty spaces where it would look like it's hollow. So it's got a sturdy look. If not for the flimsy joints or the loose joints, it looks like a very solid figure. Okay? Unfortunately, the loose joints really take up a lot of... I have a lot of issues with that. Now, the paint is pretty solid. It's the red just creates a nice accent, you know, kind of a different change for the whole silver metallic theme that goes on here. At the same time, you have some of the gold trim, like the one on his head and on his feet. So it breaks the monotony of the whole toy. So let's get into our toy review. All right. Okay. First impression. Let's start with the first impression. Rating this 1 out of 5. It's good. It's 4 out of 5 for me. It's really a nice touch. Bringing it back from the G1 version. I have another one. Actually, there are 3 other versions of this that we have in our collection. One is all 3 of them form into Volcanicus. Now that's a bit of controversy for purists. The Dinobots did not have to combine because they were powerful in their individual selves. As a team, they were strong, they were powerful, and they did not have to turn into a huge giant robot like Devastator. But in the Power of the Primes trilogy, the creators of Transformers thought, what if they combine? So we have those versions in our collection, and we'll probably do a comparison later on once we get that deep into the collection. But for now, reviewing Studio Series 86, again, first impression, pretty good. Playability, I'm bringing it down to a 2. Not because it doesn't look nice, but because of the joints. Now, if you leave this alone like this, it's pretty sturdy, okay? But if you start moving him around, see, he already starts to just rock. And that's not stable. And the table is pretty stable, okay? We have a very firm table right here, and it still rocks for some reason, okay? See, and now that, okay? If you had tighter joints, and they're supposed to be ratcheted joints over here, they're supposed to be ratcheted joints. And the thing about ratcheted joints that you have to click them for them to move. But they're clicking, but they're not holding. Okay? So playability, not too good. 2 out of 5. And I'm being generous. Price, yikes. Controversial. If you got this when they were first released, they're pretty 3 out of 5. They're okay, but for a leader class, and the leader class price just keeps going up, okay? It used to be about $60, $50. Now it's about almost 80, okay? And that's a big jump. So I got this for very small, for lower than normal because they were being sold as a lot. But if you got them from a store, they were about $60 when I got them, about 3,500, thereabouts. Now they're almost 5,000. So that's a big jump. That's a big jump. So if you got this long ago, 3 out of 5. But if you got them now, maybe 1 out of 5, maybe even 2. Okay, sorry, 2, maybe even 1. Okay. Now desk appeal. Yeah. If you're a Dinobot lover, you gotta have this. And I don't know any Transformer fan who did not love the Dinobots. Maybe I don't know too much. I don't know a lot of them, but in my circle, if you're an Autobot or a Transformer lover, you definitely love the Dinobots. Okay? Unless you're one of those Devastator freaks. Yeah, Devastator and Dinobots did not get along very well. But desk appeal, yes. Yes, it's hefty, it's large, it stands on your desk, it guards whatever you put there. It's an imposing figure, okay? So I'd give it a 4. Overall, sadly, as much as I love this figure, and as much as I love the Dinobots, given its flaws, given the loose joints, given the price point, it's just a 3 for me. An overall 3, because you can't let nostalgia dictate objectivity. And in this case, I'm being objective. Now, if the joints were a little bit tighter and the price was a little bit lower, we'd probably be hitting around 4, maybe even 5. But it's just a 3. And that's me being a fan. Me being a consumer, a collector, probably go down to a bit, maybe 2. So just balance it out. It's a 3. Yeah. So see, even the cannon has a hard time going into the hands. I don't know if it's the wrong hand. It should be for both hands. There you go. So it's okay. It goes in. Yeah. So the playability part, and the flimsy joints. So that being said, if you're a Dinobot nut, you can't not have this. But if you're just a random, casual collector, maybe you can pass. Because, unless this one's a lemon. So that ends our review and discussion, our episode on Dinobot Sludge. It's the first of 5. So watch out every Tuesday on this channel as we showcase the rest of the Dinobot team. And every Tuesday is Transformers Tuesday. So after we run out of these guys, after we go through all these Dinobots, we have more in store for you. So with that, don't forget to hit like. If you like this episode, don't forget to click on subscribe and hit that bell button to get notified for our next episodes. And we will be launching a few other toy lines in the channel as we progress. But with that, I thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. I don't enjoy the toy, but I enjoy making this video for you. Leave your comments in the comment box if you want to see anything that we may have in the collection, so we would know what you want and what we would be so happy to show you. That being said, thank you again for watching, and remember, collecting toys is not just cool, it's totally cool. So I'll see you again, and happy collecting.